Hi, everybody. It's Michael Andre Ford in San Antonio. On my third move in less than a year, I'm happily settled into a new home on top of a hill in North San Antonio with views. Can't believe it. But three moves in the middle of a pandemic can be a lot. Doing my first video in a few months. Been having a good time. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm your angel intuitive or guide, or just I'd put it this way, I'm the guy who helps a person relax long enough to get out of thinking up here, to get out of what they know, to do basic listening, feeling, and seeing. Who or what? Angels. 100 plus angels, just beyond what we know, experience, or trust in our day-to-day lives. Now, for those who have had some sort of an experience or can trust that beings just beyond human thinking could possibly exist, this won't come as a shock, but you can also meet Mary, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Kuan Yin, Mother Teresa, Plato, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, Gandhi, Rama, Vishnu, Krishna, Ganesh, Lakshmi, Sai Baba, Sri Kaleshwar, a ton of figures from India, ton of Native American figures, couple fairies. I've got photographs, 10,000 photos. I use the photos to help people warm up and just get the Q&A done so they can trust their electricity, their plumbing, know that their ears work, their heart is fine. Everyone has a big heart. Very few folks practice daily going there for just a few minutes. And I'll give you the big secret and cut right to the chase. 5 to 10% thinking, less thinking a day is the Olympic gold standard, to quote an angel, that we should all strive for if we could. Now again, every person's good where they are. I would argue that everything's your instruction and you're getting just what you need in every single moment. I'm definitely going to be kind of a positive person, and enthusiasm would be the word I would use to describe myself. I think things can be super simple if you will allow them to, and many things will go away and resolve themselves if you'll simply get out of your own way and do a little less thinking daily. But here's what my service as a guide is about. I help you have a direct experience with the universe. I pull back the veil, if you'd like to describe it that way. You get to meet, hear, see, and feel actual angels. You can meet passed over loved ones. I'm talking two-way dialogue. You want to meet Audrey Hepburn? No problem. Again, I have photos of angels. Use the photos initially. Those can move and change color. When I talk about this, there's no limits. And as a kid, you knew there was no limits. As an adult, maybe there are no limits, but we all know we have to pay the bills. We know what the situation is with our kids, our dogs, our job. We've got constraints, or we've become such an expert on certain topics, and we've sold millions of books that we're just used to telling everybody else how their reality should be. I'm not telling you that at all. I think every single person is good where they are. There's 7 billion people with trillions of beliefs. It's how they spend their energy. It's actual diversity. It's actual flavor for the landscape of humanity. I wouldn't want to change a single thing. You don't eat Thai food, you only do vegetarian? Fine, do it. I'm telling you though, you can have a little more fun, get any answer to any question. You have to have the guts to show up, have the guts to just let go of what you know long enough to do it. It's kind of a graceful, divine experience if you want to use that lingo, but I call it just connecting or hooking up with the universe. It's what you do when you let go to fall asleep at night, take a beautiful hot shower, do yoga, ride a bike, cook a meal, hug a kid, hug a dog, but only in those moments where you're not stressed out up here judging it all. You hate doing the dishes. Let's do Thich Nhat Hanh. He talks about making it a mindful exercise. When you're in the moment, in the now, if you want to say it in sort of the cliche spiritual way. So it's about a little bit of letting go. Faith, if you will, religious, non-religious, doesn't really matter. It's letting go. And if you've had this experience, whether it's a near-death experience, you've just met an angel once, somebody pulled you out of a car wreck, the state trooper tells you that person's not there, maybe it was that time the universe helped you out. If you've had experience with me, I deliver it in full measure. You have a direct experience. Then you've had a direct experience. No one can talk you out of it. I help you literally write down the answers. No level of detail is not possible. You just have to have the guts to ask and listen, and this is the basic listening you do when you really do care about the person in front of you and you're really listening, not thinking about the supermarket shopping list you've got to do tonight. So basic listening, basic feeling, ask for a hug, get a hug. The hugs can become healing, and full-on seeing with your own eyes. Yeah, you can do it with your eyes closed. Everybody seems to want to do it that way or sticks to doing it that way. But full-on seeing, and there's a lot of ways to see. I gradually baby step you through the process of reintroducing you to your own big heart. Again, no limits. So there's a lot of little exercises to do. You can see auras at the beginning. You can see energy flowing between you and your pet, you and your loved one, if they've done this as well. Everything's energy. Everything's light if you want to go, again, spiritual woo-woo-woo and a little lingo-y. But you get to meet 100 plus angels. In a 90-minute, $250 session with me, you get to meet 9 angels. Archangel Michael and Gabriel are in there, an angel named Joy, plus Mother Teresa, Sai Baba, and Chogyam Trungpa. You get answers to any questions. At the beginning, it sounds like a whisper and it might be your voice, but the second you trust the experience and let go, it's full on personality. A lot of humor too. You have no privacy. You're not getting judged. It's a lot of fun to do. It's 5 hours, $1,000, but I throw in everything I can. I help you blow out your intuitive skill set. There's a lot more that gets done. There's some people who I've been donating service for 8 or 9 years. I've done this probably 8 to 10 years. I put out a shingle last year, put up the website. I've got these rates. Still try to donate service here and there and get more testimonials. I have 50 plus up at the website. The most recent, a nice, great gentleman in Arizona who studied with John Kabat-Zinn. Go check him out. He teaches great meditation stuff. You'll see his is the most recent testimonial on LinkedIn or on the website. I've had Chip Conley from Airbnb Hotelier. He also has great offerings. I've had Barnett Bain, the Hollywood film director. He teaches creativity, Omega, Esalen. He did Eckhart Tolle's film that was about school bullying, Milton's Secret. I've had Jonathan Ellerby, who's assuming a new position with a spiritual blog out on the West Coast. Check him out. Jonathan Ellerby was the ex-Canyon Ranch spiritual director. He was at the Althea Center in Denver. He's a lot of fun. Great source there. But think of it this way. Think of all the different offerings we've had to date. You've got Anita Morjani. You've got Dr. Eben Alexander. His wife did the service, and she's got a testimonial up. You've got Gary Zukav, Eckhart Tolle, I probably just said him, Wayne Dyer, and so on. But everybody's brought you so far. I'm talking about the full-on letting go. Full-on with your eyes open, eyes shut, meeting angels, interacting with beings of light and light beings. You can meet Seth from the 1970s, meet some other light beings as well. You can meet your passed over loved ones. You can communicate with dogs on this side, your dog, sound like third graders. It's just basic listening. Everything's got consciousness. Everything is consciousness, and there's lots of unconsciousness. Unconsciousness is what all of us are running around and doing. When you worry about a bill or judge someone else and go, oh, that's a load of, you're judging. You're putting limits on them. You don't know where they are in their life. Everyone's on their journey, on their path. Everything that they're experiencing is as real as daylight to them. They also have their ways of thinking. There's 7 billion people doing trillions of ways of energy expenditures. There's very few people who set out for 2 days straight saying, I'm going to waste all my energy on this, this, and this. Nobody does that. Even if the stuff that they believe in this week changes next week or from this year to next year, everyone believes the way they're spending their energy is fantastic. The only thing is a lot of it's negativity and a lot of it is awareness, love, compassion. And recognizing that there's a difference between the two, there's a difference between here and here, is the number one thing you can do. You can have more awareness. It's not knowledge. It's not book knowledge. It's not nailing other people to the wall and saying, hey, you're incorrect. There's no real right or wrong in a bigger picture sense. There's proper understanding. There's more love to be experienced and more love to be shared. So let's tap Mayor Baba for a second that you can meet him. Don't worry, be happy. But look, to a lot of folks, that's totally upsetting. And it's only upsetting to their egos because they get big egos. We all have big egos. But when you can get to your heart and show a little kindness to someone else, show kindness to yourself, watch what happens. So get your answers. All languages spoken, all dialects. I had a guy in England the other day who was like, yeah, of course that's how it is. But he was trying to take it down in a Socratic method sort of way. It's just not a big deal. You do this, you allow for the universe to come in, talk to you, you get your answers, get your hugs, full on see, meet your guardian angel, meet some of your creative muses if you're in a certain field. You probably have some angels who help you out that way. Meet your passed over loved ones, the ones who are reconciled, unconditional love. This is direct. It's also kind of mind-blowing. It's why there's so much resistance at the outset from all these different communities. It could be spiritual. It could be publishing. It could be the woo-woo-woo this, the woo-woo-woo that. Humans are humans, and when we're talking organizations of any sort, there's kind of that organizational thinking resistance. If I go to the Buddhist community, do they really want to meet Buddha full-on Chogyam Trungpa? I don't know. I think it's really an individual act of grace, can they allow for this? There's trillions of other ways to roll than to actually just be open, not know anything, and meet Buddha and see Buddha. Or Chogyam Trungpa. I had two students from the 70s, who studied under him while he was alive, passed away in 1987, who got to meet him beyond the veil. I had a journalist from India who just did the same thing, but he had only met him as a journalist, not studied underneath him. But the point is, this is as real gets. And everyone's running around with their own reality. It's completely real. It's completely how we feed it. It's what we know. I wouldn't want to take away from any of that. My argument is everything is your instruction. I'm probably borrowing from Pema Chodron on that one. But everything, the way it is perfect for you. You're getting exactly what you need. And I hate to say it if it's, in the middle of a lot of bills and a lot of troubles and a long story and a lot of details. Everything is your instruction. At any point you wish, you can become more efficient in how you're rolling with your energy. You can grow your awareness. You can grow your intuitive skill set. And point blank, you can get direct help on action steps to take, how to get unstuck. Those 3 Native American chiefs, Dolnay, Fred, Geronimo, are fantastic for helping you navigate any situation. You just need to know how to be one with the pen, how to listen, how to write, and start getting your answers down. Once that starts happening, your thinking side kind of falls in line even more and says, wow, we're getting help. And those hugs feel awfully good. They can become healing. And then when you see, it knocks your socks off, but I'd argue the brain, the psyche has a way of, I don't know if you remember the first time you used a cell phone, played a video game, something kind of miraculous. Turned on an Apple computer and were amazed by all the technology stuff, or drove a really cool car, or just rode a bike. But think of it now. 20 years ago, you learned to ride a bike. Do you ride a bike every day today? And you probably view it as boring. Driving a car is no longer that exciting, jangling the keys, calling everybody you know, saying, hey, I'm about to go for a ride. Do you want to go? This is the coolest thing ever. Instead, we're stuck in traffic. Humanity right now, we think global warming, we think social causes, we think that's all the forefront of where we should spend our energy, when we do not realize that our own thinking, and even 50 to 70, 80% of the day, that thinking is negativity itself. It's unconsciousness, if you like that word better. And I do it, you do it, everyone does it. It's our opportunity, though, to slow down this much. Take a breath, a single smile, a single wave to a stranger can turn the moment to openness itself, so you can experience more love in your heart, shine, and be that bigger heart. So it's a little bit of the Scrooge story. I always reference that. Scrooge at the beginning, we all know he was a jerk. We've all been there, though. Working corporate America, or just how we treat others on a day-to-day basis. Maybe we're not nice. Maybe we're locked up into that whole story of who we are. We might be really successful at what we do. But are we showing kindness to ourselves and others as often as possible? Do we get it? 1 plus 1 can be 11, but for a lot of folks, 1 plus 1, it's a subtraction thing. 1 minus 1 equals 0. Everyone's where they are. Some are stuck and don't realize it. At any point, a person can have more freedom simply by being here. There's the illusion of freedom, and then there's the actual reality of freedom. I'm talking about the reality of freedom. I'm talking about getting out of Plato's cave. The prison cell, you're holding onto the bars. You think you know how the world is. The door's open behind you. You're looking out that window. You could be talking lack. You could be trying to tell everybody else how it is. So ditch what I'm saying. But I'm offering you a chance to actually meet the real experts, the real masters, the real guides. I'm not a big fan of the word masters, but the real teachers who are willing to do what they do and show more love, give you the assistance you need, give you the guidance and the courage to take the steps that they suggest. Picture scientists being able to get answers for their scientific questions. They're still going to ask about family, where to go on vacation, and how to have more fun in life, I hope. There's a personal growth aspect for all of us while we're on this journey. So meet angels, meet chiefs, have a lot of fun. Get your answers, get your hugs. Meet Audrey Hepburn, Mary, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, a jinn who represents East Asian mysticism. Again, light beings. Meet Seth from the 1970s. Meet others. It's probably like 170 figures. Plus, I'm not even mentioning, I'm supposed to be helping people to meet their cheerleading squad, their actual own set of angels, their guardian angel, and so on. Again, it's 90 minutes, $250. I gave the service away for probably about 10 years. I still give it away trying to get testimonials. To me, each person has the capacity to be absolutely wonderful here, to let go, interact with angels, and become a kinder, gentler person. I'm sure if every satellite in the world could broadcast some sort of way of talking to angels, and every person on the earth was somehow amenable to a little more love and compassion and ditching what they know, we could get this done in 3 hours. As it is, I guess, I've got decades ahead to have fun, entertain people. I tell dad jokes. I help you see energy. So I always start off with seeing auras on your fingers, Hindu chakras, whatever you want to call it, the force from Star Wars. But you have so many other ways you can see it. You can ask angels towards the end of a session to make butterflies all around you, or you can just see energy flowing from you to your dog, you to your sister to you, through computer screens. I love this pandemic in only one sense, and otherwise I know it's a big deal in so many others. People accept the concept of video conferencing more. And this works just as well through Zoom. Check out my book, Listening to Angels, $4.99 at Amazon, amazon.com/author/angels. It's just $4.99, short book, helps you meet 7 angels. It's written by angels. If you think I wrote that book, thank you right now. It's a very gentle, compassionate, set of language. I love the epilogue at the end by an angel named Dale. You can meet him. It's a fantastic short book, but just go to my website, www.michaelandreford.com. Michael, M-I-C-H-A-E-L, Andre like the champagne, Ford like the truck, michaelandreford.com. Tons of resources there. I'm going to plug Dan Millman if I didn't plug him earlier. Dan Millman has been one of those fun instructors that keeps it real. Touch of Zen in his stuff. His book, Way of the Peaceful Warrior, check it out. His movie, Peaceful Warrior, is phenomenal, literally, figuratively. Nick Nolte, Scott Mecklowitz, Amy Smart's in it. Totally fantastic. It's like a Disney film. It's an adult Karate Kid is how I describe it. Have a lot of fun with that. I feel like that's the least organizational thing out there. I found that publishing houses, organizationally speaking, or the Buddhist community, or all these groups, Esalen, Omega, they're all fantastic. But there's institutionalized thinking, there's a resistance. Who wants to meet Jesus? Who wants to meet Muhammad, Buddha? Who wants to get their answers? Who wants to get healing? Who wants to meet Javier Chico from Brazil, spiritualist? Who wants to meet Plato? It's such a stretch for all of our thinking and what we know in society that it's so much easier to reject one way or the other, be like, oh, it's not possible. But I say it's possible. I tell you dad jokes, help you see auras, help you let go enough to feel comfortable enough that you get warm in the tummy and something happens. And then your senses get blown away. And even after the fact, you might be like, I can't believe that happened. And you go tight as a clam all over again. But I'm here to tell you, being shut tight like an oyster, we've all been through it. Scrooge, Christmas Carol again at the beginning of the book. Dental floss for a life force, and he's not a nice guy. But we forget that 90 pages later, he's the greatest joy giver. And he sparkles in his heart. You'd want to hang out with him. And he's doing good stuff and doing good business. Business people are some of my favorite. They're disciplined. They know what they want. They know how to listen. They know how to use that discipline to ask, receive, and to transact. So I'd argue that the business community is almost more spiritual than the spiritual community, according to just my little old perspective. Been doing this 10 years. We're talking tens of thousands of questions, all of its wisdom waiting to be delivered to you if you've got the guts to kind of poke around. I've got tons of videos on YouTube. My website's got lots of stuff. 50 plus testimonials. Again, Airbnb executive, hotelier, great guy for going to his wisdom, I'll just call him wisdom classes, Chip Conley. Barnett Baines, a creativity teacher, tap him. Hollywood film director, I might have already plugged him. Eckhart Tolle's, school bullying film, Milton's Secret. Lots of other fantastic folks. Again, everyone else has set the table, but this is something new as an exercise. You're blowing out your skills. You're getting away from fear. That's all thinking is 95% of the time. And when it isn't, you're down here anyhow. All this is about ditching what you know and all the reality, the harshness, the political parties, all the fear, the global climate change, the fear about the pandemic and everything else, and getting down to what love is. Love is accepting everything how it is, accepting people how they are, and giving them room for growth on their journey. The same way you would want to treat others or be treated, vice versa. Flip that around. The golden rule. So I'm wishing you lots of happiness this spring and summer. I may be on a podcast that I think is launched pretty successfully, had some high-profile folks. They might be affiliated with the Shift Network. Even if I'm not on it, July 1st on Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, July 1st, Thursday, with Lisa and Donna. It's called Journey Beyond the Veil. Check them out anyhow, starting right now. Thursday broadcast. They're, I think, getting off on the right foot. They have great experts in there. I might be showing up for half an hour with 10 minutes of that, helping you meet an angel named Joy. I've done this before on a radio show. If you can imagine how hard that is. This is a podcast, so you should have an angel photo one way or the other handy. If you want, go grab that $4.99 Listening to Angels book. Get it done already. I'll try to throw in something extra for the folks who have already done the basics and met Joy, heard her, gotten a hug, and so on. It should be a lot of fun. Again, I'm going to try to plug these guys. Donna and Lisa, Journey Beyond the Veil, Thursday, July 1st, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, I think 1 p.m. my time on Central. It should be a lot of fun, and I'll see if I can get those guys hooked up with even more angels beforehand so they can contribute a little bit about their own experiences. Sometimes I get on these shows, I've helped people meet angels and they don't want to mention it out loud, and they're totally in the spiritual business. So it's what I've experienced the last 10 years. You meet people who are like some of the most famous people in the whole spiritual landscape, and they want nothing to do with meeting Buddha, meeting angels, meeting Audrey Hepburn. It's beyond the grasp, and they're okay. That's okay. I don't want to interfere with folks and how they roll. Everyone's good where they are. But I do tell dad jokes. I make it easy. I help you let go, have a little more fun. And booking with me is pretty easy. Hit my website, check out what you need to check out, get confident enough, and then grab me. I usually these days for the 90-minute session try to sneak in extra so you have extra fun. And for the 5-hour one, same thing. You're probably going to get like 6 hours or so, and we can even spread it out over a few days. All of this is a lot. All of it defies reality as you know it, but tons of folks have done this. Check out the testimonials. They should have a lot of flavor. And most of all, have fun no matter what. Wish people well, and enjoy your summer 2021. Hopefully maskless, vaccinated, and everyone's safe, having a good old time. Take care. From San Antonio, Texas, it's Michael André Ford, and appreciate your time today. See ya.